Hello and welcome to our first episode. I go by the name Nana Boache. People popularly call me or refer to me as Se Nana. And today I would like to explain a few misconceptions or distortions that people have regarding Ielts. First of all, as anybody who intends to take the Ielts knows that it is a proficiency examination, or an examination, in simple terms, an examination which seeks to assess your ability to communicate in the English language. Mind you, Ghana is considered as a non-native English-speaking country. So one may ask, why is it that in Ghana we speak English? As far as our education system is concerned, we use English to learn. So why do we need to write another examination to test our ability to communicate in the English language? The answer is simple. Ghana is a non-native English-speaking country. However, the countries within which we intend to travel and work or study, these are native English-speaking countries, and for which reason it is imperative that anyone from a non-native English-speaking country who seeks or who aims to live in these native English-speaking countries must be able to communicate in their brand of English. You must be able to speak. You must be able to understand. You must be able to read and write in their brand of language. Why? Because the inability to do so will mean that there is going to be what? There is going to be a communication breakdown. And once there's a communication breakdown between you who is living and working, between you who is studying in that country, you will not be able to what? You will not be able to excel. For the worker, you will not be able to be productive. For the student, you won't be able to excel in your examinations. Why? Because you do not understand their language. What are the few misconceptions I spoke about? Now, as far as IELTS goes, there are a few things that we must know. IELTS has been marketed as a very difficult examination. It is not because people have deliberately marketed it, but here lies the case. People have, or someone knows somebody who has written the examination and it didn't really go well. Are we okay? And what happens is that because it didn't really go well, they tend to feed into the already existing phobia. It tends to feed into the already existing fear and misconception. And, this prejudice we have about IELTS as a very difficult examination, as an examination which is beyond passing or beyond excellence. No. These are a few misconceptions. I would like to talk about the sources of these misconceptions. First of all, anybody who seeks to write IELTS or anyone who intends to take the test or any candidate who intends to take the test must know what he or she individually, and the key word here is what is individual or personally, should know what he or she intends to use the examination for. Why? Because the scores required to process the visas differ from each and every profession or each and every academic exercise. If you intend to work as a carer, if you intend to work as a nurse, if you intend to work or to study, if you intend to do any profession in these countries or these native English-speaking countries, it is important that you know the requirements for the job or for the school you want to attend. Why? Because each and every institution has a different score requirement for every individual. So let me say, or for every category. So those who intend to become carers, your score requirements differ extensively for those who want to become, say, nurses. In the same vein, those who want to study in, say, Canada will have a different score requirement from those who want to study in, let's say, US. So it's important that on an individual note, you know what you intend to use the IELTS for. The second thing which is important is to know where you want to take the IELTS to. So you must know the country in which you want to reside in. In simple terms, you must be very decisive about the country you want to say live in, you want to say working, you want to say travel to, or you want to say study in. So if you are well aware of these two factors, what you intend to use the IELTS for on a personal note and where you intend to travel on a personal note, it goes a long way to reduce the phobia Why? Because you are going to consult with somebody who will give you an accurate score requirement that you need to process your visa. So assuming you are a carer and you go and ask someone who is a nurse, he or she will give you the score requirements of, let's say, nurse. Looking at your intelligence capacity, what happens is that you may fear or you may become very skeptical about your ability to take the test. Then it means that it happens that most people have become dependent, or they choose the dependent route. But that is not the truth. The issue, one thing we must know is that if you are a carer, your score requirements, of course, are lower than let's say, a nurse or a medical or another medical practitioner, a doctor. Are we okay? So if you are a carer, it becomes simple, or yours is, let's say, comparatively simple. Are we okay? So you wouldn't need the score requirements of what? Of a nurse. And for which reason, the pressure might be what? Might, if not eradicated completely, will be reduced. So once this happens, you now have the freedom. You now have the mental freedom and liberty to be able to confront the test and then go a long way to excel in it.